GAC Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Great American Conference. The GAC Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Great American Conference. The GAC Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Great American Conference. The GAC Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Great American Conference. The GAC Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Great American Conference.
Welcome into the Bank OZK Arena here in Hot Springs, Arkansas, the site of the 2023 Great American Conference Volleyball Tournament. 4 matches to get underway with this first match today. A full day of volleyball ahead of us. Hi, I'm Joey McWilliams along with Noah Ray. Pleased and privileged to get to bring you the action all weekend long from the Bank OZK Arena. Our first match today, a 3-6 matchup between the number 3 seed, the Southwestern Bulldogs, taking on the number 6 seed, the East Central Tigers. The Tigers there wearing those visitor jerseys. They'll be the lower seed today. East Central comes in under new head coach Danielle Essex, and they are coming into today's matchup again as the number 6 seed. Noah, as you had a chance to visit with Coach Essex, this is a team that does seem kind of loose and ready to play.
Yeah, I mean, when we were talking earlier this morning, she talked a lot about the mentality with this group is they want to go for it, and they aren't really worried about mistakes. They definitely want to serve aggressive. They really want to attack aggressive, especially with the success that their outsides have had all year. She's very okay with the mentality of next ball.
East Central 14-14 on the year, 9-7 in Great American Conference play. Southwestern 18-8 on the season and 12-4 in league play under coach Josh Collins. And this is a Southwestern team that is no stranger to this GAC tournament.
No, I think Coach going into this year definitely wants to have a much better turnout than last year. I think they were certainly disappointed, and so I think going into this weekend, a lot of what he was talking about is how do we stay composed and really focus on what's in front of us, not what's ahead of us.
We'll get the starters to you here in just a moment. East Central will serve first. Odalis Gonzalez to do the honors to get this 2023 Great American Conference Tournament underway. Sparks with the attack off the bat. And the Bulldogs on defense get those blockers up And first point goes to Southwestern. East Central starters look like this. Wearing number 1, Julia Kabala. She's a junior. She's the setter from Warsaw, Poland. Wearing number 5 for East Central, Angel Nahinu. The defensive specialist, a freshman from Aledo, Texas. As Southwestern with the dig, sends it back over. Wearing number 12, Odalis Gonzalez. Again, we mentioned her, an outside, a junior from Brownsville, Texas. And an opportunity for Macy Morgan, and she puts a point on the board. Southwestern up 2-0. We're number 14 for East Central, Jader Abercrombie, a senior from Kilgore, Texas. She's another outside. Number 17 is Ashley Miller, a middle, a junior from Punta Gorda, Florida. Number 18, Sydney Roshek, defensive specialist, freshman from Woodland Park, Colorado. And wearing number 19 for East Central, Emma Strickland, the outside junior from Mansfield, Texas. We mentioned that the Tigers are coached by Danielle Essex in her first season with the program. East Central, after its first point, will get another one and tie this one up at 2-all. Southwestern starting lineup looks like this. Wearing number 3, Samantha Kuzma, a junior from Portland, Texas. Number 4 is Lacey Mott, an outside junior from Waxahachie, Texas. Haley Smith is a middle. Wearing number 8, sophomore from Prosper, Texas. And you may see a pattern there as Coach Collins able to get that Texas pipeline going. East Central with 3 quick points. Macy Morgan, who is an outside, a senior from Edmond, Oklahoma. Jada Permenter, a defensive specialist, freshman from Amarillo, Texas. Number 14 is Zoe Sparks, a junior from Canyon, Texas. And number 18, Therese Chavez, a junior setter from Helotes, Texas. Southwestern knots it back up as we have the starters there for you today. We'll get used to some of these players over the course of the weekend. That one clears, and you know, we've seen a couple of misfires right off the bat. You expect that, Noah, right here, not only first match for each of these two teams, first match of the day, it's brunch time for some of these folks here. Southwestern, I think, used to playing in this 3 or 6 matchup.
No, I certainly think the first round match of every tournament is always so challenging, especially with everyone trying to get comfortable with the new arena and definitely get the jitters out early in the morning.
Back here in Hot Springs as the tournament took place in Shawnee, Oklahoma in 2022. It's kind of bounced around a little bit. It was Hot Springs for a number of years. COVID happened somewhere in there, and sites all around the conference played in as early round games. Wound up in Harding, Searcy, Arkansas, on the campus of Harding University in early 2021, late 21, back here in Hot Springs, Shawnee last year, and feels kind of like being at home here in Hot Springs once again. As we see both these teams start to feel one another out now. Nice attack by Smith. One of the things you'll see a lot of, and we'll talk about both things that are encapsulated in that play. East Central not afraid to wind up and just fire at will, but you do see some strength with Southwestern up there on that front line and able to get their middle and the outside, get their blockers in place.
Well, I think they do a really nice job of making sure that they always have options, and they really pride themselves on their attackers always being an option. And so I think that's one of the biggest things for them straight out of serve receive is how can we make our offense really balanced and unpredictable. And from the blocking standpoint, it's, you know, how can we contain those outsides for East Central.
East Central been able to find a way to get around those blockers there on the line. We've seen a couple of points in the last 3 that have gone awry off the blockers. They've been in position, but it was just a better attack. And serve receive also was something Coach Collins had talked about from the word go. You see a misfire right there, and Coach Collins isn't going to let this go on any further. Timeout on the court, we will take that as well, and Noah and I will talk about that serve receive when we come back here. East Central on top. You're watching the GAC Sports Network.
Who do we look to shape our world? It'll be people who know how to think with their heads and their hearts. People who contribute with compassion, courage, confidence. People who understand that faith is not the enemy of education, but its partner. Tomorrow's difference makers and world changers will understand they're part of something bigger, an unstoppable force for good. More than book smart, more than business smart, they are wise in their whole being. These are the people who will shape our future, and you'll find them at OBU today.
I am a future shaper.
I'm a future shaper.
We are future shapers. Learn to live well and lead well in God's world. Be a future shaper at OBU.
Coach Collins, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, was concerned about serve receive. That was one of the things he talked about with both of us, I believe, as we were visiting with him prior to the match. And East Central gets the first service ace of the day and of the tournament. So the Lady Dogs take a moment to settle things down just a little bit. And right off the bat, that's what you want coming out of a timeout. Macy Morgan does the honors. Southwestern gets a point and stops the run.
Well, I think the biggest thing, too, is everyone knows how aggressive East Central is when it comes to serving. So it's how can we really control that first ball and still be able to generate a strong enough offense to keep them out of system and not, you know, feed their outsides and be able to keep their middles involved. Especially because East Central does such a great job at being so aggressive with the serving, and they're okay with making aggressive errors off of that ball.
You know, you mentioned that a couple of times as East Central, and that one off of the hands of Permenter. East Central not afraid to make those mistakes. And when you have an aggressive team like that, you're likely going to see that result in things like Ashley Miller leading the GAC in service aces. That most recent service ace you saw just a little bit ago came off the hands of Brooke Sarahina. Sarahina comes in. She's a freshman from Honolulu. And one of the things that right off the bat, East Central is simply putting the ball where Southwestern is not. Not enough movement here on defense for the Lady Dogs early on.
Well, I think that was the biggest thing talking with Coach this morning is identifying where the holes are in their defense and not being so predictable offensively and being willing to roll shot a ball to get a kill and use the block, especially for those pins. And so it's a lot of, you know, just what can we do better and how can we play a little bit cleaner and get them out of system.
We talked about Southwestern also being a team that has been here a time or two, and look at that off the net. The Tigers defense in place, so they've just come out a little more aggressively here in the early going. East Central has come up short in the first round the last couple of years, and kind of get the feel that they're not going to leave anything on the table. They're just giving it all, putting it all on the line.
Well, I think especially in the championship atmosphere, if you can play overconfident, it definitely helps this time of the year. You know, you don't need to have the biggest arms on your side. It's just who's going to play more confident, who's going to play a lot more clean. And so I think that's something that East Central has going for them is they're a really confident group. You know, they're really aggressive from the service line. They're really aggressive on the net. And they, like we said earlier, they're not afraid to make errors.
Kiki Holloway in, serving for Southwestern. Holloway, a junior from Phoenix, Arizona. And East Central has been slowly building up the lead. Southwestern needs a point. They're not going to get it there. Defense in place once again for the Lady Tigers. Odalis Gonzalez on the line with the block.
Yeah, early out, you see East Central being overconfident, overzealous. That was the big thing that we talked with Coach this morning about is how can we find a way to build our confidence throughout the match and just be strong all the way throughout.
First set definitely going the way of the Tigers right now. And what Southwestern needs is to get some kind of stop in play. That will help a whole lot. When you're giving up 2 points for every 1 point you put on the board, that could make for a quick set. Samantha Kuzma back to serve now. And the first service ace of the day for Southwestern. And the Bulldogs with 2 quick points.
That's going to be really important in this match for both teams is being able to control that first ball. Both teams are really smart when it comes to serving and do a really nice job of identifying the holes. And so I think for both teams is how can we control that first ball and give ourselves more options straight out of serve receive.
Southwestern with an opportunity right here. East Central on the line off that Karen Galt attack. Great defense by the Dogs on the line. And it results in points. Lacey Mott with her first kill of the day.
That's a great point. I mean, now you're starting to see Southwestern play with a lot more confidence, and I think it's just all it takes is 1 point for them to feel a little bit overconfident and start to, you know, feel comfortable playing in this atmosphere.
3 consecutive points now for Southwestern. East Central's had a couple of mini runs, and this one will extend with another point for the Lady Dogs. Back to within 2, and Coach Essex says that's probably enough. Let's take our first time out today. The Lady Dogs back within 2 here in Hot Springs. You're watching the GAC Sports Network.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
Coach Collins got a point coming out of the timeout. Coach Essex would like to have the same thing. Southwestern with 4 consecutive points. The first match of 4 today here on the Great American Conference GAC Sports Network. Oklahoma Baptist, Ouachita Baptist coming up in our second match of the day. Winner of this match will take on the winner of that one in tomorrow's first semifinal. Kuzma still serving now. She has for a while. We'll see what the Tigers do coming out of the timeout. Great opportunity off the serve receive. They take advantage of it big time. Angel Nahinu with her first kill. And the Tigers put a point back on the board.
Again, it starts with that first ball. They did a really nice job of staying in system right out of the timeout, and they're able to get their middles involved. And I think that's the biggest thing for both these groups is staying in system just so they have more options, and their offense definitely is a lot less predictable.
A little awkward there on the serve receive, and it is going to turn out to be another point for the Tigers. Not handled as well by Permenter. Jada Permenter, by the way, newly minted Freshman of the Year in the Great American Conference. Had the banquet last night here in Hot Springs, talking about the school honors, conference honors, individual honors, and Permenter, the 3rd Freshman of the Year for Southwestern since 2011. Of course, that was the inception of the Great American Conference. Comes in 4.48 digs per set. That's good enough for 5th in the GAC. And aggressive on the serve doesn't work to the advantage of Southwestern. East Central gets it right back, and the lead has expanded again to 4 here in this first set. And we'll go out, and the kill for Haley Smith, her first today. Macy Morgan leading the way for Southwestern, 3 kills off 7 attacks. She's hitting .429. Emma Strickland had 4 kills in the early going, a couple of errors as well. She's hitting only .200, but she leads the way for the Tigers in this first. Looks like that one went off the antenna. I think that may be what happened.
Yeah, East Central attacked off the block right into the antenna. Really smart attack from East Central.
Well, serve receive is, we mentioned, a point of emphasis for Coach Collins. It looks like that Southwestern settling in just a little bit here. Really hasn't been an issue for East Central at all. That attack sent wide off Permenter, gets it back over the net, won't stay in play. East Central's lead is back to 5. Coach Collins is going to call his second time out here in this first set. Try to make something happen before the set gets away from them. Take a break, back in a moment.
Hey, Future Readies. Are you interested in careers that help your community? Henderson State University offers degrees in nursing, teaching, psychology, social work, and health and human performance. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
The professors care and they go out of their way to make sure that you are going to succeed.
Hi, I'm Rolante. I'm a sophomore at Southeastern and we help make this video.
Haley Smith coming out of the timeout. She has 1 kill on the day. We talked about Strickland with 4, and it had been a while since she'd had one. Got hers in the early going, and she gets another one up to 5 on the day, and it sends Southwestern into that timeout. So 17-12 here in the first set, first match of the day. 4 quarterfinal matches here in Hot Springs today. Southwestern with a little bit more of an opportunity coming off serve receive. They get right into system, and just like that, a point and a strong kill, first of the day for Zoe Sparks.
Well, I think for Southwestern too, they're a really hard team to scout when they're in system, and so for East Central, it's how can we keep them out of system as much as possible, because when they're in system, they do a really nice job of running cross plays, moving outside to the middle to the outside, and they're really unpredictable as far as where they want to run their offense from. So I think for Southwestern, it's got to be controlling that first ball so that you have more options and your offense is not predictable for East Central.
Tigers at the net, very strong once again. So just really, I mean, there's not been any kind of really disruption in the flow of the game for the Tigers. The aggressive play is just lent toward them being, I mean, loose.
Yeah, I would say they definitely came in a lot more confident, and that helped them. They definitely got in a little bit of a hump in service C, but offensively, they looked very confident. I think for them, as long as they're staying in system, I mean, they have the arms.
Macy Morgan with the kill for Southwestern. Possibly as dangerous a player as we'll see out here over the course of this week. When she really gets going, she can make things happen for Southwestern.
There's a lot of really impressive outsides in this conference, and she's definitely one that's on the conversation a lot just because of her shot selection. She's definitely someone that's really hard to scout because she adjusts to what the block gives her, you know, and she does a really nice job, and she's not afraid to use the blocks. And it just, again, it shows how strong of a player she is.
Samantha Kuzma taps that one over, her first kill of the afternoon. East Central's lead still at 3. Strong attack, goes a little wide. Southwestern gets another point. Abercrombie sends that wide right. Another serve from Cameron Turner. Turner, a sophomore from Edmond, Oklahoma. That will fall. Kill for East Central. Strickland gets another kill, her 6th of the day.
I mean, both outsides for East Central are doing a really nice job at changing up the shots that they're sending over. They did a really nice job early on at using the block and swinging aggressive, and now you're starting to see them be a little bit more shotsy and finding the holes.
Abercrombie serve. And Southwestern able to make something happen there. Taryn Galt, her 3rd kill of the morning.
There again, once they're in system, you saw them being able to run a cross play right out of serve receive, and they have their right side coming for a middle ball, and they're really efficient.
You know, that really has. I mean, this first set, that's been the difference. When Southwestern has been in system, they've been very, very effective. When they get out of sorts and disrupted a little bit by either a quality serve from East Central or just one of these strong attacks, not as effective.
Well, and Coach Collins had hit on that this morning. You know, it's a lot about controlling that first ball and finding a way to stay composed, especially in the serve receive, because you don't really need to change up much. They have the arms. They do a really nice job. They have really smart setters and experienced setters. So it's how can we control that first ball? And, of course, with them being so young in the backcourt this year, it's in this championship environment, how can you find a way to stay composed?
Lacey Mott with another kill. And Southwestern back to within 1. And East Central takes its second timeout, so all timeouts have been expended here in this first set. Neither team to 20 points yet. You can tell the intensity is here on the GAC Sports Network.
Hey, what you doing this for? Just out here for recreational purposes? No. Working, man.
Mission today is to work hard until you can't go no more. It's always a team mission. Can't get nowhere without the team. It takes everybody.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, you better be open. You better be open.
Man, listen. It's only one attitude that you gotta bring.
Let's go.
That you need to bring.
Work. I mean, we come out here every day to get better. If it was easy, everybody would do it, man.
We work out on the street. You feel me? We the best in the nation. We outwork y'all. We outwork anybody.
We
always grinding, always getting better.
Every time I come through these lines, no matter what these lines at, work. Maximum effort.
Let's go.
Kiki Holloway back to serve for Southwestern. The Tigers come out of that timeout. Coach Essex with some wisdom she wants to impart into her team. Still with a 1-point advantage here. And you know East Central has led throughout after a 2-point lead for Southwestern in the early going. Went up 2-0. East Central scored 3 quickly and has held the lead. And the Tigers extend that lead back to 2, up to 20 now. Just what East Central wants. Sets up well for the Tigers. Great attack by Gonzalez. Tigers get it back over. Bulldogs with an opportunity, and the Tigers on defense. Great job at the net.
That's some really gritty defense here in set 1. I think, again, it just goes back to the overconfident group that East Central has. And again, it started with a really aggressive serve, got them out of system, and they're just very much the mentality of we can do it right now.
2 points coming out of the timeout, but the serve goes deep. And the first set winding down here. You're having brunch today on this Thursday morning. We invite you to watch us and let us be a part of it here. Kuzma's serve into the net. And the Tigers now building a little bit of momentum late.
Yeah, they definitely got lucky there with Kuzma missing that serve. She went on a great run her first time out. So for them, that's definitely a breath of fresh air.
Kabbalah's serve the other direction. Great serves by this Tiger group. And the attack goes wide. Another point for East Central. 2 away from taking set number 1 here. Kabbalah backing things up. Mott takes a little bit of the speed off of that one, and the changeup not handled as well by the Tigers. Southwestern with 20 on the board.
Mott is just such a hard player to read. I mean, she flies so high out of the gym, and she does a really nice job of just rolling right over the block, even though she is the shortest player on the net right now.
Therese Chavez to serve now for Southwestern. Tigers get what they want. Nice job on defense by Southwestern, and the Bulldogs turn it right back around. Haley Smith.
That's a really nice swing. I mean, the setter left her inside a little bit on purpose to go on the inside of that block. That was the biggest thing at the start, where East Central had a lot of success of fronting their attackers, and they had a couple big blocks early on in this set, so leaving her inside to have more court to work with.
Tapped over, another opportunity. This one with more authority, and this one brings East Central to set point.
East Central's done a really nice job today, too, of powering through the block and actually using it to their advantage. You see another ball where they're getting a kill just deflecting off the block.
Nahinu with another kill. Set point. Sparks says not this time. But the Tigers have been very consistent in serve receive. They have put themselves in a good position to attack on that first possession. We'll see what happens here. Set point again. At the line. Nice job. Morgan gets it back over. Tigers with another opportunity. And this one in and good. Jada Abercrombie with the kill. And East Central takes set number 1 here in Hot Springs. First quarterfinal match of the day goes to the first set goes to the number 6 seed. The Tigers aggressive, and it showed. Set number 2 on the way.
How to spot a boll weevil. Boll weevils are a fascinating species. They're known to travel in packs, are highly intelligent, and can thrive in any environment. Each and every boll weevil is unique, and they have unique opportunities. But they all share one common trait. Every boll weevil has a bright future awaiting wherever they go. And that's how you spot a boll weevil. Learn more at uamont.edu.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what is character, culture, and Christ? Last but certainly not least, in fact, I would put it first, and that is serving Christ. I like the fact that it's last because it does undergird everything that we do. Our responsibility, I believe, more than anything else, is to serve our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Running outdoors, you got to take what nature gives you. We'd like to say we run when they don't. So we want to give you products to be able to run when you don't think you should run, when it's pouring rain outside, it's snowing. We're going to have products for you to get out there. You don't get better sitting on your butt not training. You got to get out there and run.
At Under Armour, it's always about premium textiles. They need to perform, they need to be the best. The merging of hybrid textiles with naturals and new seaming and bonding and super sleek, modern, fast, futuristic designs. That's where we are really going to turn it up a notch. If you look good and you feel good, you're going to perform better.
First set goes to East Central, 25-22. Emma Strickland led the way with 7 kills for the Tigers, hitting .250. Ashley Miller hit .600 on 3 kills. Macy Morgan for Southwestern, even .400, 4 kills, no errors. And Noah, what stands out to you from those numbers in the early going?
I mean, it goes back to the attacking efficiency. East Central right now hitting .250 on the first set, where Southwestern hit .195. And that's all it took. You know, it was a set of minimal points there at the end. I think, too, the other thing that stands out to me is the blocks. East Central right now at 3, where Southwestern's not having any. East Central did a really nice job of shutting them down early on. And I think that definitely helped carry the momentum throughout the match.
It is interesting. You know, that stands out to me as well because This is a strong Southwestern team, especially there at the net. No blocks to speak of in that first set. We'll see how things turn around here as the second set is underway right now. Tigers, once again, aggressive. Get the first point to get things going here in set number 2.
Well, and I think that's to credit to East Central of exposing that Southwestern block, because I would argue Southwestern has one of the strongest blocks in the conference, and East Central is doing such a nice job at using it to their advantage. You know, there's a lot of height on that front row, and so how can they manipulate that to their advantage throughout this match is really important for them.
Sydney Roshek, the serve, puts Southwestern in a position to get a good look and the kill. Knotted up at 1 here. Lacey Mott's 4th kill of the day. There at the net is Southwestern as if on cue, and they do it with back-to-back attacks. Southwestern looking good on defense in set number 2 in the early going, and a 2-1 lead.
No, that was certainly something that Coach Collins really wanted to hit on, you know, in between sets. Is we've got to get on their side of the net with the block. I definitely think that they've struggled in the first set to really press through all the way, and so they're doing a much better job adjusting.
Tigers simply put it over, but put it in good place. We'll see what happens as Sparks doesn't put as much mustard on that one. The other direction, definitely the case. Kill for Abercrombie, her 4th of the day with no errors. She's hitting .667 right now, and the Tigers have tied it. You'll have to forgive me, I gave that one to Abercrombie. Should have been Strickland. Well, we can mention it again. It's an aggressive team.
Again, it really goes back to controlling that first ball. You know, that was something that Coach Collins really wanted to prioritize coming into this match, as East Central is a really good serving team, and they do a really nice job at mixing up their serves. It's not consistent whatsoever, so controlling that first ball is really important for Southwestern. And again, you see them starting out a system, and it makes their offense a little bit more predictable.
Brooke Sarahina's 2nd service ace of the day. She's had 4 digs this morning as well. Back Strickland's direction. Once more, and this time Southwestern with a little more of an opportunity. But a double will give the point to East Central.
Yeah, this morning talking to Coach Collins, you know, all year they've kind of talked about their 3 C's, confident, consistent, compose, and that's something he talked about was going to be really important for them throughout this tournament, is finding a way to, you know, embody all 3 C's throughout the tournament and really focusing on what's in front of them, not what's ahead of them. And, you know, talking to him this morning, he said, we're not allowed to talk about any other team except for East Central, you know, and it was something that was really important to him throughout the tournament, is what's in front of us.
Well, what they're seeing right now is 5 consecutive points go to the orange, black, and white. And so Coach Collins will take a timeout. We will as well. Tigers are rolling here in our first match this morning.
Everyone tells you to think about the future. But strength, knowledge, and wisdom are what you build along the way. There's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, you write your own script to what comes next. So here's your cue. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now.
5, 4,
because our focus is on your success.
At East Central University, we educate and empower students to transform the world. We provide an exceptional hands-on learning experience with professors who really go that extra mile. East Central University encourages students to become who they're meant to be while making lasting memories. East Central University, welcome home.
Coach Essex, calm. You talk about calm, cool, and collected. She's shown that here today. First season at the helm for East Central. Tigers team has made the tournament each of the last 2 years, struggled in the first round. Been a couple of 5-set matches that haven't gone their way.
Yeah, I think for Coach Essex coming into this tournament, it's everyone's fair game. You know, I think for East Central, they definitely have a chip on their shoulder with, you know, they lost to Southwestern earlier in the year in the 5 and then lost them again in 3 more recently. So I think for her, it's, you know, how can we find a way to use that as, you know, momentum and build on that, especially since, because neither of those were the result they wanted for sure.
Well, the attacks have been strong for East Central. They make up that point they lost just a moment ago. For Southwestern, you look at this too, as the Lady Dogs afford to give up a set. You could actually afford to give up 2 sets. However, at what point do you feel like, well, the momentum definitely is on the other side of the net right now?
They're a group too, you know, it's when they're confident, it's a very different team. And so I think for them, where they've always struggled, you know, in postseason play is finding their rhythm and finding the confidence, because it has nothing to do with talent. You know, it's just when you get in that championship atmosphere, it's really intimidating at times. So I think for them, the biggest difference in this match is, are they going to be able to settle down and go back to playing their game that's been so strong throughout the year?
Back-to-back points for the Lady Dogs, 7-5 now. Cameron Turner to serve once again. Turner with 7 assists on the morning so far. Go along with the dig here. Her team trailing by 2. Nice job. Ashley Miller just kind of puts that in the right place.
That was the biggest thing talking to Coach Essex this morning, as far as, you know, what her offensive hope was. You know, she obviously knows that her outsides are well known throughout the conference, but it's how can we keep everybody involved and not, you know, be so predictable. And so I think identifying the middle early on for them, especially when their sets live, is really important for this group to be successful throughout the tournament.
Strong attack again by the Tigers. Opportunity, Galt sends that one over. Central back once again. Great job placement by the Bulldogs. And I think, too, the longer points, at least so far this morning, seem to favor Southwestern a little bit more. They keep it alive and just put it in a place to make something happen.
I think they're a really disciplined group. You know, Coach Collins has been there, you know, on year 12 now, and he's done a really nice job at, you know, setting the discipline with the group as far as gritty defense, you know, nothing hits the floor mentality, and it definitely shows in those longer rallies that definitely favor their way more consistently.
Another service ace for Southwestern. And the Lady Dogs are within 1. Kiki Holloway. Her second service ace of the day. Won't get one there. But the Lady Dogs, however, will get a point. And this one's tied back up.
Similar to last set, I think Southwestern did a really nice job at limiting the lead a lot sooner than set 1. But same thing, started off really slow and then now kind of found their hot streak.
Great job by Holloway on serve now. And the longer that she continues to serve, it bodes very well for the Lady Dogs. Tigers, opportunity here, and a great job. Gonzalez with the kill. Stopped a Southwestern run. I think if that had gone the way of the Lady Dogs, you might start feeling the momentum shift a little bit. Great job by Gonzalez there, and her first kill of the morning.
She's done a great job at, you know, getting her name known in the conference really early. The transfer came in this year, and, you know, she was one of the heavier arms throughout the conference, and especially, you know, having Strickland as your opposite, it's, you know, you got big shoes to fill. So it's how can she stay overly offensive throughout the year.
Gonzalez, second team all GAC. Tigers have gotten 2 quick points now. Gonzalez coming in 3.44 kills per set. That is good enough for 4th in the GAC. And yet that was just her first kill of the day. Took into the midpoint of set number 2 to get it.
Well, I think, too, it was they did a really nice job by identifying their middles early during set one. I think East Central throughout the year struggled to stay in system enough to feed their middles. And so in set one, they did a great job at controlling the first ball and staying in system. So when you're in system, they really want to feed their middles and spread the offense around a little bit where, you know, when they're out of system, those outsides will get plenty of swings.
And back-to-back, just like that. Well, not back-to-back points, but we talk about her back-to-back times. Gonzalez now maybe starting to feel it a little bit here in set number 2, her second kill. You know, you're averaging 3.44 kills a set, and you go an entire set without one. That has to be in the back of your mind somewhere. Listen, I've got to turn this thing around.
I think, too, just because she wasn't getting the kills necessarily, but she was doing a really nice job at getting Southwestern out of system. And I think that's the biggest thing with this group is let's make them send one more ball over, you know, or make one more attack. And so I think, you know, statistically she didn't get a kill in the first set, but she did a really nice job at getting Southwestern out of system and forcing them to make attack errors.
Great dig. Doesn't work to the favor of the Tigers, but still, fantastic job on defense.
That's a great up, just unfortunately a little bit too tight to the net there. It's a big swing from Southwestern.
Tied at 11 now. Nice serve. Great job to set things up. And the Bulldogs take the lead. First time late in a set that we've seen the Bulldogs with the lead, and Coach Essex says, let's talk about that just a little bit. 12-11, Southwestern on top, but the Tigers have the one-set advantage here in our first quarterfinal match of the day.
At East Central University, we educate and empower students to transform the world. We provide an exceptional hands-on learning experience with professors who really go that extra mile. East Central University encourages students to become who they are meant to be while making lasting memories. East Central University, welcome home.
Tigers talk things over, so do the Lady Dogs. As crowd here a little sparse in the early going, but it's morning time here on a Thursday morning in Hot Springs. Coach Essex wanting to settle her team in, and Coach Collins maybe breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief that his team actually has a lead here in the midpoint of a set. Trailed pretty much throughout set number 1, never found its way back into it. And now Southwestern with a couple of quick points.
I think Southwestern, too, is really one of the hardest teams of the conference to play when they're feeling confident and feeling overzealous. They do a really nice job at, you know, running their offense. And just there you get is, again, another ace for Southwestern because they're overconfident. They're starting to get more comfortable into the match. And I think, again, they become a really hard team to scout, really hard team to understand what they're going to do on the other side of the net. And you start to see them be a little more confident. Now they put themselves ahead by 3.
Another serve from Chavez. Defense there, not enough. Will hit the antenna and go out. East Central stops the 4-point run.
Well, that's the biggest thing for East Central now is you won set 1 because you were overconfident. You stayed in system. You served aggressive. You got them out of system. So you got to go back to that and not shy away from what you were doing so well in set 1.
Service ace once again.
For both groups, too, you see the momentum kind of switch based on, you know, who's serving more aggressive and who's controlling that first ball a lot better. And I think now, you know, the momentum's with East Central because they have the ball and they're serving aggressive.
Sydney Roshek, that was her first service ace of the day. 4 digs, 3 assists so far. And she's going to be able to put that where her team can put it into play. Defense gets back once again. And how about the East Central Tigers keeping this rally going? Too many opportunities for Southwestern, though. I mean, when you stay out of system that much, you just backing off, just trying to keep the rally going. A team like Southwestern is going to make you pay eventually.
Well, and that's the hard part, too, with Southwestern is they do such a good job in the longer rallies. You know, I think 9 times out of 10 when it goes that longer rally, they start to feel more confident as the point goes on because they know it's just one more ball that they get another opportunity with. And especially for East Central in those longer rallies, they've got to focus really hard on, you know, giving their pins 5 more feet off the net rather than putting it right on the net, just because put it right in front of a block.
Strickland simply puts it over Morgan. Took a little bit off that. Strickland now with authority, but the defense there. That one, I don't think it cleared the net anyway. Southwestern at the net, and the Bulldogs will get the point.
Yeah, again, this is where Southwestern starts to get really overconfident. They're a really hard team to play against just because their block starts to be a lot more disciplined. Defensively, they're overconfident. They serve a little bit tougher. So this is where, you know, East Central's got to limit their errors now and be really smart of exposing Southwestern's defense like they did in set 1.
Largest lead of the day for Southwestern at any point. And Coach Essex will call her second timeout. Don't want to let this one get away from you. Have a one-set lead, but still playing strong in set number 2. And Coach Essex doesn't want this one to fly away too quickly. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
Hey, Future Readies. Are you interested in a career in business? Henderson State University offers bachelor's and master's degrees in business administration and certificates in analytics, marketing and communications, and nonprofit management. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
Hey Future Readies, are you interested in a career in technology? Henderson State University offers degrees in aviation, computer science, and engineering. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
Southwestern starting to find itself here in set number 2 as Lacey Mott serving for the Lady Dogs. And a good serve. Strickland puts it over. Great placement. There with a dig is Mott. And good enough. And Strickland just stayed with that. She didn't get the good opportunity the first attack. Since it's strong the next time, and Southwestern really not in a good position to make anything happen.
I think that's the biggest thing with East Central, and it's definitely led by their outsides, is just how aggressive they are. You know, they're a very offensively mentality kind of team, and they do a really nice job of, you know, if I get blocked once, I'm going right back at you. And you see there where it worked out for Strickland, of it didn't need to be the most aggressive or smart swing, but she found the hole and got them out of system.
And Sarahina has had a couple of service aces, didn't get that one there, but she put her team in a good position, followed up with the kill. And East Central now back to within 2.
That's a great shot by Emma Strickland. I mean, that was a great set all the way to the pin, was able to work around the block, and she lit up that line.
That one just simply went awry. Looked like it was a great opportunity at the line for Miller, and went off her hand wrong. She sends it deep. Southwestern gets the point where it looked like East Central was in a place to make something really happen there and get back within 1. 2-point turnaround, and the Lady Dogs back on top by 3. And the up official into play there. Decides he really didn't want to be a part of that one.
And again, that's how you see how fast the momentum can switch in the tournament, especially when Southwestern starts to serve a little bit more aggressive, controlling the first ball and keeping the momentum on their side. It becomes a really different game.
Strickland, strong attack. Other direction, Morgan. Tigers are there on defense. Back to Strickland again. Takes a little bit off of that one. Puts Southwestern, good opportunity. And Smith takes advantage. 4th kill of the day for Smith. And Southwestern up by 5. Goes Essex into play. I'll tell you what, we've had a couple of balls that have gone awry here, going to the officials, going to the coaches. Tigers starting to see this lead get away from them here in set number 2.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference for East Central in set 1 and set 2 is they're not controlling that first ball, and they're definitely giving Southwestern the momentum. There you see again, Kuzma with a big kill.
Kuzma with her second kill of the day. Really one of the first times that she's, in a little while, she's had a chance to be involved. So feeling it right there, hitting 000 right now. 2 kills and 2 errors off 9 attacks. And that one just off her hand wrong. And we've said that now, what, in the last 10 points or so, a few times for East Central. Tigers are looking at an 8-point deficit here in set number 2.
Well, I think the biggest thing right now statistically for Southwestern is they have a lot of people involved in their offense. You know, they have multiple players at, above 5 kills, and that just makes a difference because for East Central, it's who are you supposed to front? You know, they're all having a lot of success, and you start to kind of see the momentum switch.
Set point now for Southwestern, trying to knock this one up at 1 set apiece. Tigers may just be ready to get on to the next set. Mott with the attack. Dig right there. Here's Smith. And set number 2 goes to Southwestern, and with authority. The Lady Dogs took the lead and expanded to a 10-point win in set number 2. We're tied at 1 set apiece here in Hot Springs. Great quarterfinal match in 2023. Southwestern 1, East Central 1, 3-6 matchup. Back in a moment here on the GAC Sports Network.
Who do we look to shape our world? It'll be people who know how to think with their heads and their hearts. People who understand that faith is not the enemy of education, but its partner. More than book smart, more than business smart. They are wise in their whole being.
We are future shapers.
Learn to live well and lead well in God's world. Be a future shaper at OBU.
State University, I've been able to develop leadership skills as being the student body president, and I've been able to see firsthand how they respect and listen to the students here.
I really wanted to make a difference, whether it's on the field, in the community, or in the classroom, and RSU is helping me make that happen.
As a student and single father, everyone here at RSU has gone out of their way to help me. Everything from my class schedule to giving me an on-campus job.
It all starts here at RSU. Enroll today.
SWOSU has been saying that the focus is you for 20 years. Now that I'm here, I know my voice matters.
It's a true home away from home where the professors really do put the focus on me and my dreams.
At SWOSU, it feels like they are cheering me on with so many ways to get involved, like social clubs,
sports, quality academics, and great people who care about your success. For real, the focus is on you.
Open the door to your future at SWOSU. Go Dogs!
Major difference between set number 1 and set number 2. East Central still aggressive, but Southwestern settled in a little bit with its defensive set and then turned things around, opportunities on offense, and made the most of it. Lady Dogs with a 10-point win in set number 2. We're tied at 1 set apiece. And Noah, stats, as we mentioned, a little bit of a turnaround from 1 to 2.
Yeah, I mean, hitting percentage-wise, it's almost like the two teams flipped. And I think for Southwestern, you know, the glaringly obvious for them statistically is how many attackers they have involved in their offense. And definitely going up, you know, 100% attacking percentage is huge for them. In East Central, you know, you have Emma Strickland at 10 kills, and after that, Ashley Miller is your next with 4. So it's how can you find a way to get those middles back involved in set 1, because that's where they had so much success.
And very much a different story on the other side of the net. A balanced attack. Lacey Mott, 5 kills. Haley Smith, 5 kills. Macy Morgan, 5 kills. Zoe Sparks with 4. And so it's been someone different to look at. We'll see if the Tigers still go Strickland's direction. But in the meantime, that one put up by Abercrombie. She can't get it to fall. Has another opportunity there. And at the net, boy, Abercrombie not giving up on any of those opportunities. And there with the block as well, but it does go wide. Southwestern will get the point.
That's something else too. Statistically, we talked about in the first set the difference with the blocks with the two teams. You know, in set 1, Southwestern didn't have a single block, where in set 2, you know, they have 3 now as a team, and I think that makes a big difference for their defense, you know, having that momentum to shut down East Central's hitters a little bit more.
Lacey Mott to serve for Southwestern. Nice wind up there. Great job on defense. Morgan will send it the other direction. And Southwestern with back-to-back points to open set number 3. They opened the first set with 2 points, and East Central came back with 3 straight, took the lead and never looked back. And the Tigers repeat that here.
Yeah, if you're East Central, this is the time you need to start get going. I think for them, the momentum came so early in both the first and second set, so they've got to find a way to generate a lot more offense, and that'll do it right there by Emma Strickland.
Strickland's 11th kill of the day. Really couldn't come at a better time for East Central. Tigers on the board here now in set number 3. Rochette keeps that one alive, and Gonzalez as Smith with an opportunity, tapped over. Southwestern, good chance here for Morgan. Great job on defense. Kabbalah is there. And the attack and the kill. Abercrombie in place once again. Another good look for her.
I think both teams too have done a really nice job actually limiting their service errors. For how aggressive both teams serve, to only have 5 service errors between set 1 and set 2 is really impressive, just because of how aggressive they have been serving and getting each other out of system. Typically that number would be a lot higher, you know, for how aggressive they have been serving.
East Central can't get 3 straight this time with the Morgan kill. Lady Dogs will serve again. Perminter has 9 digs on the day and a service error to go with it.
They have unintentionally spoke that one to existence for Southwestern.
Says 3 service aces. That one won't fly. 3 all. Tigers back to serve. Brooke Sarahina, she's had a great day of service as well. 2 service aces on her end. And Smith will get the kill.
That's the one thing Southwestern's right sides do a really nice job of, is finding the hole in the block or being left inside on purpose so that they can go on the inside of the block rather than going on the outside of it. And they've done a really nice job at, you know, exposing that right back defense of East Central, and they've had a lot of success so far.
Cameron Turner comes in. And a great job on that right side. You know, you were just talking about the right side for Southwestern. How about Ashley Miller in East Central?
Yeah, they do a really nice job, especially when their setter is live, of moving their middles around and making sure that it's not just so one-dimensional offensively. And they've done a really nice job every time, you know, with them running a 5-1, they have that ability to run their middle behind the setter and, you know, create a little bit more balance in their offense.
Tapped over by Kuzma. Great job by Perminter. Good dig once again. Morgan. Tigers keep it alive. We'll send it over. Good opportunity now for the Lady Dogs. Will not work to their advantage, though. Point East Central. As Galt just didn't really get a good hand on that.
That's a hard one, too, especially since that is the play that Southwestern wanted to run. You know, they want to double quick in the middle and to feed the right side so that she has a lot more court to work with, and unfortunately it was just a mishit there early on.
Morgan. Sarahina keeps it alive, but into the net. Southwestern ties this back up at 5 apiece. Morgan takes a seat as Holloway checks back in. She'll serve now for the Lady Dogs. Nice serve. Tigers with an opportunity. Bulldogs, great job at the net. Good D. And point East Central off a double. Set number 3 is East Central's been able to capitalize off some really unforced errors on the part of Southwestern.
Yeah, Southwestern came out in set 3 and didn't really play the cleanest. They definitely look very confident, which is good for this group. I think for them, they'll take the errors when they're feeling confident, but just not super clean right now, and it's definitely hurting them early on.
Nice dig. Mott tries to find the open spot, can't do it. From the back line, that one won't fall either. And Mott stays with it, gets a second opportunity and takes advantage. Tied at 6.
Mott is just really impressive. The way that she goes up and is able to see the court while she's in the air, and you know, she really makes that shot selection while she's in the air. And it's just super impressive for how high she flies and how successful she is with her size.
Yeah, and you mentioned 5'6", the junior. Definitely not one of the tallest outsides or anyone that's going to play up on that line. And East Central actually uses it to advantage. Off Mott there, out of bounds. Great job on the attack and the kill. Tigers back on top by 1. Back and forth here in set 3.
I think Mott does a really nice job of not playing 5'6". You know, she touches so high, and she does a really nice job. I think she's one of the craftiest outsides in the conference. And so I think for her, she's found a way to use her height to her advantage that, yeah, I don't have a tall block in front of me. You know, I have a lot more court to work with.
Gonzalez, Halatoa, big time at the net, and take a 2-point advantage here off of that great block. And once again, how about that for Gonzalez? Coach Collins will take a timeout as his team has given up 3 quick points, and they went by very, very quickly too. Great job on defense, and just a opportune time for the Tigers to get a point. They'll take a seat with a 3-point lead here on the GAC Sports Network.
At Rogers State University, I've been able to develop leadership skills as being the student body president, and I've been able to see firsthand how they respect and listen to the students here.
I really wanted to make a difference, whether it's on the field, in the community, or in the classroom, and RSU is helping me make that happen.
As a student and single father, everyone here at RSU has gone out of their way to help me. Everything from my class schedule to giving me an on-campus job.
It all starts here at RSU. Enroll today.
SWOSU has been saying that the focus is you for 20 years. Now that I'm here, I know my voice matters.
It's a true home away from home where the professors really do put the focus on me and my dreams.
At SWOSU, it feels like they are cheering me on with so many ways to get involved, like social clubs,
Sports, quality academics, and great people who care about your success. For real, the focus is on you.
Open the door to your future at SWOSU. Go Dogs!
Got to dance a little bit here if you're up by 3 and you're the number 6 seed, tied with the number 3 seed. Tigers have lost to Southwestern both times during the regular season, once in 5 sets, once in 3. So celebrate when you have a lead here in set number 3.
Again, it goes back to the conversation with Coach Usick this morning. You know, those first 2 matches do not matter. This is the one that matters. And so I think for her, it's how can we learn and build on those 2 losses that they had to them during the regular season. And they've done a really nice job at adjusting.
Mott comes out of the timeout, gets her 8th kill of the morning. Therese Chavez now to serve for the Lady Dogs. Chavez with a pair of service aces to her credit today. 16 assists as well. Defense at the net, strong for East Central. Mott with a second chance. Turn it around, go the other direction, and that one favors Southwestern. Went wide, didn't touch anyone. And the set actually worked as a set for Smith for Southwestern. Lady Dogs with a chance, and they take advantage of it. So they make up the 3-point deficit really, really quickly. Coming out of the timeout, 3 quick points. Coach Collins calls a timeout at the right time. And Chavez now on a bit of a roll, serving again.
Yeah, East Central's really got to prioritize that first ball to stay in system, because again, we saw the difference there is it took them, 3 too many points to stay in system, be able to get their middles involved, where the first couple, they just didn't control them super well.
Gave up 3 points, but got one back quickly. Tigers back on top. Nahinu with the kill. Mott from the line, defense there once again. Tell you what, this rotation has really worked well for East Central on defense. And I say that, Southwestern at the net, strong as well. You get Sparks and Smith up there too, and that'll look good for your team. Mott goes back to serve.
Mott's someone that we definitely talked about all morning, and I think we'll continue talking about her throughout the rest of the matches. She just did a really nice job. I mean, she went up, took a big swing, and East Central had a good block on it, and she went back and took another really smart shot and put it in the corner. And so I think she does a really nice job of adjusting to what's in front of her.
Great job. Abercrombie once again had a pair of kills in this set, set number 3. It's been the best set for her so far today. Sydney Roshek back to serve. 8 digs on the day. Sparks, and the Tigers keep it alive. It'll be Morgan now. Great job at the net once again. Abercrombie there. Taps back. Opportunity now for the Tigers. Abercrombie makes it count. Tigers back on top by 2.
Abercrombie's doing a really nice job at an important part of this set, third set, where, she used a block multiple times to just get sneaky kills, and she's done a really nice job at, doing her job this third set.
Service ace once again, and the Tigers with another 3-point run. Gave up 3 a while ago when they were up by 3. They get it right back here.
I think the theme of this match all morning is going to be serve and pass. Who's serving more aggressive and who's passing a lot more clean. And this is another ace for East Central.
Back-to-back service aces for Sydney Roshek. Numbers 2 and 3 on the day, and Coach Collins, you can see his frustration. He needs to settle his team down. Takes his second time out. Back in a moment here on the GAC Sports Network.
If you're not at home, where else would you be? Not the kind of home you're familiar with, but the kind that helps you become them. Or them. The kind where you become a part of a community that builds you up. A community that doesn't just give you the answers, but helps you discover them for yourself. Home is where the mule riders are. When you're a mule rider, you're not walking down a predetermined trail. You're blazing your own. The world is full of unsettled questions with so much to explore. Enter it with full reins of knowing who you are, where you come from, and what ignites your flame. Here at home, you have no limits. Reach for the stars and don't stop there. As a mule rider, you decide what's possible. Stop imagining what you could do and do it here. Think bigger. Think faster. Let's ride. Don't worry, you're not far from home. Because home is where the mule riders are.
We see. You'll often hear when teams are tied 1 game apiece, 1 match apiece in series play, it's a pivotal third set, and it is definitely a pivotal third set here. Southwestern has really done well coming out of the timeout all morning long, and they do so again after giving up 4 consecutive points to the Tigers. Stop the bleeding just a little bit. 14-11 now the score as Permenter goes back to serve for the Lady Dogs.
I think for them coming out of the timeout where they've had so much success is just how well coached this group is. You know, they've had a lot of consistency with the coaching staff, and they've done a really nice job at talking through the timeouts of, you know, this is what to expect coming out. This is where we really need to execute. So I think that definitely goes credit to the coaching staff of Southwestern of just how well of a job that they use those timeouts.
Misfire off the attack, and East Central gets another point, lead back at 4. Sarahina been effective serving the ball today. This time, however, Southwestern effective on the serve receive, and they get the point.
Yeah, that was a really well-handled ball, and they were able to get their middles involved right in that first ball.
Turner, her serve. And a set this time for Galt. Tigers back on defense. Strickland. Great rally. Back to Galt again. And a great job by Sarahina. Mott there with the dig. And here's Morgan. Stays alive. The Tigers stay with it, win the long rally, and go back up by 4.
That's a big point for ECU, especially with Southwestern winning a lot of those longer rallies. And so for ECU to give themselves a 4-point advantage and then also show that they can also, you know, win those longer rallies.
Strickland serve. On the back line, and Morgan gets that one where she wants it. Southwestern just hanging around at this point in time.
I think the difference for them, you know, when they're having a lot of success is their backcourt does a really nice job at finding their angle early in serve receive. And so when they're in system, you know, that angle is formed so much sooner and they're able to hold it a little bit longer, where they've struggled when they're having more aggressive floaters because they're making that angle a little bit late and they're just not able to control the first ball.
Holloway serve in play. And she's there for a dig as well. Mott now takes a little bit off that. Definitely not the case from Strickland. From the back line, gets the point. East Central back up by 4. And at this point, if you're East Central, you just don't mind if it keeps going the way it does. It's a nice cushion, trade points. And another 8 points, you have a set win.
Well, it goes back to keeping that first set mentality of, you know, next ball, you know, and just staying aggressive and staying overly offensive just because they have so many arms.
Kuzma with another kill, her 4th today. And she'll go back to serve. Kuzma Jr., Portland, Texas. Number of players on this team from Southwestern coming by way of Texas. That one will go wide for Nahinu. One of 2 players from Hawaii on this East Central team. Kuzma now trying to extend this serve as long as she can. Here's a good set and the kill for East Central. Another good point for Gonzalez, as she now has 4 kills on the morning.
Yeah, Gonzalez is definitely having a lot more success in the back half of this match than she started off early on with. And she's starting to see the results that she was definitely missing out on in set 1.
Zoe Sparks. When you give Southwestern Zoe Sparks an opportunity about 4 inches from the net, good things are going to happen for the Bulldogs.
It's a big arm. I mean, she is a really aggressive attacker, and she does a really nice job at powering through blocks. She's definitely not scared, you know, to swing into a block. And you saw the difference there where it stays in system and they're able to feed her a little bit more. She's going to have a lot of success.
You know, what Southwestern likely looking to do, I mean, even if you're giving up points, you want to do it at a pace of get 2, get 1 back, and that's where they are right now. Back to within 1.
Yeah, I mean, if you're East Central, you got to find a way to consistently stay 2 to 3 points above, you know, especially in the back half of the says, you know, you're not going to win by 10. It's just stay ahead by 2 or 3 at a time and keep the momentum on your side and stay overly offensive.
Point East Central, and there we see it again. Southwestern gets 2, East Central gets 1. But those are the numbers that you want if you're the Lady Dogs trying to climb back into this. Tigers, Gonzalez to serve. Gonzalez with 13 digs on the day. That is a game high. Strickland, wide.
I think the really impressive thing, you know, in this set 3 is both teams are hitting well over 200, you know, and I think that makes a really big difference. Right now, it's just who's more efficient.
Strickland, by the way, that was her 39th or 40th attack of the day. She's been firing.
I think she's one of the players in the conference that you know. I mean, she's definitely going to take a lot of swings every match. There's multiple outsides in the conference that are well known just for the amount of attacks that they take, and she's definitely one because they feed her a lot just because she gets the job done.
Tigers have been on their heels throughout this rally. An opportunity and just a misfire there. Chavez didn't know it was going to go over the net or not. Couldn't play it. East Central gets a huge point with that one. 20-18 now. Tigers back on top by 2.
I think that's a really fun part, you know, as we get deeper into the match, you're starting to see East Central loosen up a little bit and play a lot grittier defense and be willing to go those longer rallies because typically that's Southwestern's MO.
Big time point for Sparks, the 6'2" junior from Canyon, Texas.
She's extremely impressive with just how many tools, you know, she has as an attacker, and she's definitely has a big arm, but she's willing to tip to get a kill, and she does a really nice job of always being an option for the Southwestern offense.
Morgan with a chance. Tigers now, opportunity. In system, there's Strickland. Point, East Central.
Regardless, after the set, we still have at least one more set to play, and Strickland's already over 40 attempts this match. I think that was the biggest thing talking to Coach Collins this morning. You know, you're not going to stop their outside, so how can you contain them, you know, and definitely force other kids to get involved. And I think that's where Southwestern's, you know, scouting report came into play this morning.
Back to within 1, 21-20. This pivotal set 3 is coming down to the wire. Cameron Turner to serve now for Southwestern. Turner, 13 assists on the day. She has a dig. Looking to get this one into play. Nice job by the Tigers. Huge point, big time point. Played the serve receive well, put it in great position to have a good set.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, especially for East Central when, you know, the set is live. The middles do such a good job at, you know, running the slide or running the 6-ball right behind the setter. And so I think for them, the more that they can stay at system, especially when your setter is live, they're going to have a lot of success because the middles have done such a nice job this morning so far.
Miller, fantastic for East Central, and another Tiger point. Ashley Miller, by the way, 7 kills today. She's hitting .278 now. It's with a pair of digs. Second team All-GAC player. She's making her presence known in our first quarterfinal match. Morgan, she may get another shot. This one's going to not go her direction. That actually over to Kuzma. Not enough. East Central looking at set point once again.
East Central's done a phenomenal job at defending, you know, that Southwestern offense. I think the biggest thing that makes Southwestern so hard to play against is just how offensive they are, and they do such a nice job at always having so many options in the front row, and East Central's done a really nice job at defending that. And unfortunately, a costly service there.
Well, Strickland puts that into the middle of the net. That one never had a chance, but it's still set point now. Second set point of the day, or of this set, for East Central. Holloway to serve. Service ace, her second today. And you know, this is one of those times where East Central, by the way, is going to take a timeout. How aggressive do you want to be on set point? Holloway does get the service ace. We'll take a break. Back in a moment here. Set point once again for the Tigers.
We see you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it because first is who we are.
It's your moment. It's your moment.
It's your moment.
Tigers looking to settle down. Holloway to serve. Set point. She had service ace just before. Now an opportunity. Set point. Kill for Gonzalez. And East Central takes a 2-1 lead after 3 sets here today. Quarterfinal match number 1 as the 6th seed with the lead over the 3 seed. GAC Sports Network. Back in a moment.
It's your moment. It's your moment.
It's your moment.
So how do you make it? How do you overcome the odds? There's Natasha's way. Be shy, focus on yourself, until they focus on you. Or Juana's way.
Why be one champ when I want to be 2?
Be like Yusra. Let nothing
Syrian refugee pulls boat to safety.
destroy your dreams.
Screw fate.
Or maybe you beat doubt one step at a time, like Johnny. What about Zoe? Never satisfied. Not with trophies or stunts. Then there's Dennis. Work with what you got to get what you don't. Or you could be like me. Dream of pro football, get hurt, dream over. Find yourself with just $7 in your pocket. So how did I get here? By being the hardest worker in the room. How are you gonna get here?
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but there's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, every moment brings you one step closer to what comes next. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
Tigers aggressive as they have been all match long, and you saw it back on display in set number 3. Really getting the points when it counted down the stretch. It was back and forth in that pivotal 3rd set throughout the early and mid portion, but when East Central really took control, it was all Tigers all the time, and you see a 2-1 advantage now for East Central. And Noah, you look at some of the stats from the 3rd set in particular and our match overall, Tigers looking good.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is both teams were so efficient, you know, so we talked about it later in that set. If you were Southwestern, you wanted that 2 points to their 1, and they just weren't able to execute as soon as they would have liked. And I think East Central did a really nice job at staying aggressive with their serves and really controlling that first ball out of serve receive. And they just, both teams serve receive efficiency, just it grew in that third set for sure.
East Central with a pair of 25-22 set wins, and you talk about that efficiency. Central hit 289 in the third set. Southwestern not that far behind at 255. They both did well. It was really overall probably the best set of the day. And Southwestern opens set 4 with an ace.
Yeah, I think early on in set 3, you know, Southwestern didn't come out the cleanest, and I think that early errors definitely hurt them there in the back half. But no, both teams, once they kind of got more comfortable, they played really clean.
Chavez, third service ace of the day. 9 for Southwestern overall. Seems like a high number here. But again, both teams have been aggressive with that serve. Longer rally now. And from the back line, Southwestern able to save it. The give to Sparks. And again, if you're going to give it to her right there at the net, you might as well just back up and watch what's going to happen.
Yeah, she does a great job at, you know, finding the hole in the court. And even if there was somebody there, I'm not sure if that ball would go in the air.
Sparks, we mentioned from Canyon, Texas. There are a few areas around the region that you think are hotbeds for volleyball. Canyon, Texas, one of those as well. And Coach Collins, is he going to ask
for a challenge?
There he goes. He's going to ask for the challenge. And you know, really, that Coach Collins is not afraid to use that green card at all. He's one of those coaches. Former Ouachita coach Danny Prescott would use the green card with frequency. That's the first time we've seen it today, but rightfully so, because that was pretty close. If you're going to get something looked at, why not look at that one?
Yeah, I think too, especially just Coach Collins has a lot of trust in his defense, and you know, from his perspective, he confidently saw it up and did not question it one bit. So I think for him, he immediately went to go grab that green card just to at least get the review, and you know, worst case scenario, he has another challenge.
The officials just down the table, and there you see right there, Great American Conference officiating crew here for 2023. She's looking at the monitor. I can kind of look around her just a little bit and see a little bit of what we're looking at. By the way, I'll take the opportunity to say that the folks here on the Great American Conference Sports Network crew, and there you get to see, well, a couple of us there. We can smile for you. This is one of the best crews in the business, I would say, in my humble, completely objective viewpoint, that this is the best crew in the business, and fantastic to get to work with the ladies and the gentlemen on the GAC Sports Network crew year in and year out, sport in and sport out. So
Coach Collins won that challenge. There'll be a replay on the court, and again, looking at that replay, it was pretty clear that setter for Southwestern had a great dig on that. Unfortunately, just a little bit of a too fast whistle on that.
Yeah, and sometimes that happens.
Especially from being so high up there, it's a hard one to call.
Well, just like that, I mean, we took about a minute and a half or so to get to look things over. The play itself following that took about 5 more seconds. The result the same. The Tigers get the point.
Well, I think that's the hardest part, too, in this matchup is both teams have been really efficient at a serve receive. And, you know, when they're not, that's when, like here, East Central has another opportunity to take a rip on it. And so I think for both of them, it's been really prioritizing that first ball and be able to get a kill early on.
Some nice attacks in this rally. Strickland takes a little off that one. And this at the net, fought for. Great job by Morgan. And then she fires. Nice job the other direction by Gonzalez. Southwestern comes away ultimately with the point. Great rally from both these teams.
Yeah, you see a big block from Southwestern at a really crucial point early here in set 4. Again, when you look across the front line for Southwestern, it's hard because there's not a lot of space to work to. So for East Central, they've got to find a way to help their hitters out a little bit more and get them off the net just so there's more court to work with.
Holloway to serve now, and you saw, I mean, players all around for both those teams keeping that rally going. Great job on defense. Holloway right into the net, and point East Central.
Yeah, I think too for both the groups, you know, now that we're in set 4, they both settled down a little bit, and you're starting to see, you know, more of their true style of volleyball. It's just, you know, those first couple sets can be so intimidating playing in the arena conference tournament on the line, you know, and so I think for both of them, it's really just trying to figure out, you know, how to get comfortable here early in the morning for the first match of this weekend.
Other direction, same result. Holloway had 2 service aces. She hits it into the net. Sarahina had 2 service aces, and she goes the opposite direction, sends it long. So they trade points, and Southwestern serves again. Strickland, strong, great digs, and Southwestern keeps it alive and will get the point as the Tigers were in the net. Wow.
Yeah, that's a really costly error, you know, here early in set 4 where Southwestern already had a 2-point lead and now you just extend it to 3. And they're a team too. Once they have the momentum, they're a hard one to stop.
Permenter, 12 digs on the day, 3 service aces. She gets things going now. And from the line, that's high. It's going to stay playable. Great job by Gonzalez. She'll get an opportunity. Digs this one out. Not sure which direction to go there, and that was really a little awkward. Miller just got turned around on that play, and so East Central calls a timeout. Coach Essex sees her team trail by 4. Have a 1-set advantage now here in set number 4, but doesn't want to see this one get away from her so quickly. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Hey, Future Readies. Are you interested in careers that help your community? Henderson State University offers degrees in nursing, teaching, psychology, social work, and health and human performance. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
Tigers looking to regroup just a little bit, and not at a point in the match where you're entirely stressed, but you have to think as a lower seed, though, also, you have a 2-1 advantage. You sure would like to get out of Dodge in 4 sets if you can.
Well, I think for them too, this is the time not to think back to what happened earlier in the season, you know, when Southwestern did beat East Central in 5. And so I think for them, it's finding a way to really focus on what's happening right now, and that they are the ones with a 2-1 set lead, and really using that momentum to help carry them throughout the set.
Permenter's 4th service ace on the day, and that was just off of Rochek just a little bit wrong. Miller back into play. Nice attack. Good dig. Southwestern from the line. Mott can't make that one go. This one, great dig the other direction. How about Strickland? Sent back and staying alive. Great rally here. Mott at the line. She may get another shot at it. That's the case. From the line, sends it strong out, and East Central will get back to within 4.
That was a really uncanny error from Mott. You know, she's definitely not a high error player. She does a really nice job at finding the corner and at least getting the team out of system. But, you know, as we get further in this 4th set, you start to see a little bit more confident swings from her and being willing to, you know, make those aggressive errors. But it's something, again, you don't really see those often from her, of all people.
Strickland, the serve handled, and it was going to be Kuzma with the kill. Southwestern a 5-point advantage here in set 4 once again. Turner to serve. Turner and Chavez have had a solid day. 13 and 22 assists respectively. And Galt with her 4th kill. It's been a while since she's put a point on the board. She does so there. Team's up by 6. Southwestern's been effective in these even number sets, as East Central with a pair of 25-22 wins when they've won. Southwestern won set 2 by 10, and they're up by 6 right now. Make that 5.
That's a great kill from East Central setter, Kvala. able to use that, her being left-handed to her advantage there when she's live and find that deep corner on the Southwestern defensive side.
Kabbalah's first kill of the day to go with 35 assists and 9 digs. She's heading for a double-double. And that one will go the direction of Southwestern. You know, something about those left-handed setters, too. I mean, they're able to get up there, and you're right. And the ones that really like to be aggressive at the net, I think of a couple from Harding and one that's actually here in Hot Springs, but she won't be playing. Unfortunately, we'll talk about Ruthie Forson a little bit later on for Southeast. Man.
Yeah, I think Kabbalah does a really nice job, too. She wants to feed her setter. She's not a selfish setter by any means, and you very rarely see her go up and take an attack. So on the rare occasions that she does, she's really successful just because she does such a good job at finding a hitter no matter what.
Speaking of Kabbalah, she'll serve now. Her team trailing by 5, coming off the point. She'll keep this one in play here. Abercrombie, that just goes into the net. Not a good look there. Abercrombie with 7 kills on the day. She's hitting .333 prior to that attack, and it will go the other direction. Lady Dogs. Kuzma's serve. And this one, not really what Abercrombie wanted. Takes a swing at it anyway. Gonzalez, and that one into the net. So a little bit out of kilter now for the Tigers here in the 4th set, and I think Coach Essex feels it. She calls a timeout. Southwestern expanding its lead in the 4th set.
Hey, what you doing this for? Just out here for recreational purposes? No. Working, man.
Mission today is to work hard until you can't go no more. It's always a team mission. Can't get nowhere without the team. It takes everybody. 1, 2, 3. Hey, you better be open. You better be open.
Man, listen, man, listen. It's only one attitude that you gotta bring.
Let's go.
That you need to bring.
Work. I mean, we come out here every day to get better. If it was easy, everybody would do it, man.
We work out on the street. You feel me? We the best in the nation. We outwork y'all. We outwork anybody. We always grinding, always getting better.
Every time I come through these lines, no matter what these lines at, work. Maximum effort.
Let's go.
Nice crew here all the way around. Folks that keep the balls in play here in Hot Springs do a fantastic job as well. East Central, in the last couple of years, making it to the conference tournament, as that one went off the net, stays in play now. Southwestern with an opportunity. Galt, and there's another point for Southwestern. Noah, here's why, if you're East Central, you don't like the way this is going right now, and it's because of recent history. In 2021, East Central lost in 5 sets in the first round, went to 5 sets, and it was a brutal 5th set as East Central had the lead and just lost it. Harding came back and came away with a victory. Last year in Shawnee, East Central first round taking on Ouachita, went to 5 sets. Not quite the same brutal ending, but still a loss for the Tigers. This is why, as much as anything, you look back at what recent history says. And by the way, the Tigers, you know, had not been making trips to the conference tournament. So, I mean, back-to-back trips to play in the postseason's a big deal, but you hate to see it go away and go the distance like that. And set number 4 has been giving the impression we might be looking at a set 5. East Central not going quietly into the night just yet.
Well, and I think that's a really hard part for East Central, too, is every single year that they come to the conference tournament, they play some really good volleyball, you know, and they perform at a really high level, and just unfortunately it's not quite enough to finish, you know, consistently throughout. But I think they've always been a consistent team on day 1 of the conference tournament here. It's really high-level volleyball, and it's usually the match to watch just because they come out and perform at a really high level, and they've consistently been the lower seed in those matches over the recent years. And they found a way to push teams, you know, to that 5th set and just unfortunately couldn't finish all the way throughout.
I said they're not going quietly into the night. Coming out of that timeout, they've had 3 quick points now. So a mini run here for the Tigers. Southwestern trying to change things up a little bit. Sparks going up against 3 Central players, getting the better of them. Here's an opportunity as well. And Southwestern in the net. So 4 straight points now for the Tigers.
Yeah, Sparks for Southwestern. I mean, East Central has had to respect her the entire morning. They've had 3 blockers on the entire time, and she goes up against all 3 of them and won that battle.
Coach Collins takes a timeout the other direction. His team gave up 4 points. They want to stop the bleeding now. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
How to spot a boll weevil. Boll weevils are a fascinating species. They're known to travel in packs, are highly intelligent, and can thrive in any environment. Each and every boll weevil is unique, and they have unique opportunities. But they all share one common trait. Every boll weevil has a bright future awaiting wherever they go. And that's how you spot a boll weevil. Learn more at uamont.edu.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what is character, culture, and Christ? Last but certainly not least, in fact, I would put it first, and that is serving.
Odalise Gonzalez, 8 kills on the day. Looked like she might get her first service ace there. Can't do it. Tigers keep this one alive. Southwestern with an opportunity. They've been well coming out of the timeout today. Tigers looking back. Abercrombie, 5th point in a row for the Tigers. And East Central staying in this set 4. Surely would like to take this home here.
Yeah, if you're East Central, this is exactly what you need to kind of reshift the momentum and get Southwestern on their heels a little bit and, you know, keep them out of system with that aggressive serve. That's why they had a lot of success the entire match, and just going back to being offensive, keep your middles involved, let your outsides do what they do best.
Certainly have, and they did so there. That one, well, the change up there at the net went right back over and redirected, and Southwestern fortunate to get a point there. Yeah, it was an awkward hit. It looked a little like a carry at first from this angle.
Well, there was a little confusion on the call. East Central was asking for a net there, so again, you got to go back to earning points.
And they do so there. Quick turnaround back to the Tigers.
I mean, Emma Strickland, she's so impressive on out-of-system balls. That was something that Coach Collins was extremely complimentary of East Central. Their outsides do such a great job, even when they're not in system, you know, and that's where they've had so much success this year is the outsides do a great job at just taking care of business.
Southwestern strong hit. Gonzalez keeps this going. Strickland just taps it back over. Chance now for Southwestern. Sparks there at the net again. Great dig! And the Tigers keep the rally going. Will they give her another chance? They go the other direction. Smith this time. It's been a while since we've called Haley Smith. We do so there. 8 kills now on the day.
That's a great point for Southwestern, especially since, you know, with them being down a set, they've lost a lot of the longer rallies that they're used to winning. So that's a big momentum switch for them to be able to grit out that point and get a big kill to finish it off.
Lady Dogs serve. Holloway. It just doesn't get any easier than that. If you have Sparks right there at the net.
Yeah, I mean, Sparks is extremely efficient when it's on her side of the net. So when you put it right there in front of her, she's definitely going to light you up a little bit.
And you see that sometimes. It's just interesting when you get off that serve receive and you're trying to put it back into play, but it's got so much momentum coming in that, you know, it's like one of those plays in baseball. If a pitcher throws it 95 miles an hour, just put the bat up there. The physics will take over from there. And unfortunately for East Central, physics took over, put it right back in the place where Sparks could just send it home. So Holloway with another opportunity to serve now. Bulldogs lead back up to 5. Abercrombie, nice look on the attack. Dig for Southwestern. Nowhere to go with it. Mott puts it out of bounds, and the Tigers back to within 4.
Yeah, unfortunately, miscommunication there from Southwestern, and this is not the time for them, you know, to not be working together. I think for them, especially with they have the 4-point lead, they need to continue this momentum going in if they want to go into set 5 with, you know, all the energy and the confidence.
Sarahina has been great on the serve today. Sparks just taps that one over. Doesn't bring everything that time. Mott will send it. Here's an opportunity on the line. Miller's there. Defense for Southwestern Sparks. And Sarahina just played self-defense that time. Tigers get it back over and get the point.
That's a great point from both teams. I mean, East Central was able to finish it off there, but Emma Strickland earlier in the point just slapped the ball back over a couple times, and Southwestern had that really gritty defense and was able to keep the point alive early on. And there you saw at the end, they were able just to finish it off after a long rally.
2 big points for the Tigers. Sarahina's serve once again. Smith, another strong kill. Smith coming alive here in the midpoint of set number 4. And the Bulldogs with a much-needed point.
Yeah, I think for Southwestern, too, their right sides have done a really nice job at waiting for, you know, they're not getting tons of opportunities to attack the ball, but when they are, they're extremely efficient. They're doing a really nice job at finding the holes in the court.
Miller again. Ashley Miller now with 10 kills on the day.
There you see again, too, for East Central. With Kabbalah being live, it gives Miller the opportunity to go behind her, you know, and be able to run that slide ball out of serve receive. And that's definitely where East Central has had a lot of success with the middles of not staying directly in the middle of the court. Let's move them around a little bit.
Great job at the net. Tigers are there in full force. Smith has it sent back. Another opportunity now. They go the other direction. Mott, great dig. Sarahina. Gonzalez, right place. Bulldogs still there. Smith again. Wow, what a point.
Yeah, there again, the right sides for Southwestern are just so impressive that they're really in there primarily to set a big block and frustrate East Central's outsides. But when they're getting their sets and they're getting their opportunities, both of them have done a really nice job at, you know, finding that sharp cross ball and have had a lot of success.
Haley Smith now with 10 kills. Good with a couple of blocks on the day as well. Gonzalez, strong, great job with that dig. Sarahina will just put it back into play. Puts it deep, nice placement. Mott with the attack. Sarahina keeps it in play. Strickland over the net. Here's an opportunity. Bulldogs back. Galt taps it over. Another great dig. Stays alive, they get it over. Tigers now with a look. Placement, can't keep it going. Here's an opportunity, Mott again. Nice job. Roshek keeps it in place. That goes deep. They say it was touched. It was touched. East Central gets the point.
That's a great point from both sides. I mean, both Southwestern and East Central laid out for some really tough balls and extended that point way longer than it should have gone. And definitely starting to see the grit that both of them want to be here and want to be in this moment. It's definitely not scared volleyball anymore.
Southwestern clinging to a 3-point lead. Trailing 2-1. Lady Dogs have to have this set to keep this match going. Miller will serve. Ashley Miller hitting .360 on the day in that middle spot, and she gets her first service ace of the day. And what a great time to get it. Lady Dogs, that one tapped over by Mott. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there in the middle. Here's an opportunity. That one is sent long. Was it touched? It was touched. And so the Bulldogs with a big point there. Tigers just sticking around. And, you know, realistically, I'll say this a time or two over the course of a weekend, but, you know, to get a win, lots of times you just have to stay around. As long as you're still in it, you still have that opportunity. Big kill for Nahinu.
Yeah, that's a great run by East Central, really controlling that first ball. And again, running those middles on the slide. They've had so much success going behind the setter. And Southwestern just seems like they don't really know where to go to defend, just because the middles have done a really nice job at changing up where they want to put the ball.
Kabala with a service ace again. Actually, that's her first of the day, but that's number 7 for East Central, and 2 big ones here in the 4th set.
Yeah, you see East Central really going after GAC Newcomer of the Year for Southwestern, and they're having a lot of success with it. You know, it's hard as a freshman coming into a really high-stakes tournament, and, you know, that's a lot of pressure, especially with the awards last night, and she has something to prove today for sure.
The pressure squarely on the shoulders of the Lady Dogs right now, trailing 2 sets to 1. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but we know there's growth in the journey. At ATU, we value this moment because here, nature becomes your classroom. So breathe it in. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
East Central trails by a point, but leads by a set in the match. And you feel the momentum seeming like it's going to the team with the white jerseys right now. I mean, it has that feel right here. And again, if you're East Central, you do not want this thing to go to a 5th set. Just recent history in the tournament and recent history in the season as well. A 5-set match lost to Southwestern earlier this year.
Yeah, for East Central, this is, you know, something that's really familiar for them, you know, being up 2 sets to 1. And so I think they've really got to find a way to execute right now and finish off Southwestern. Because if it goes to 5 sets, you know, Southwestern would certainly have the momentum going into that 5th and final set.
Abercrombie with the attack, the defense there for Southwestern. They'll keep this rally going. Nice job by Strickland on that back row. There's Gonzalez. Galt stays in. Maybe the biggest point of the match so far for Southwestern.
I mean, both teams are playing at a really high level now. You see not being afraid to take the big swing, you know, and somehow find a way to get around that block when East Central actually did a really nice job at closing that line off, and Southwestern still found a way to get around. And so I think now this is where, you know, start to see some really good volleyball.
Kuzma with a service ace. Her second today. Kuzma with 8 kills, a pair of aces to go with a pair of digs as well. Decent morning so far. 21-18. That one will go wide, and Southwestern with 3 big points. And I think the first one was the biggest, the ace to follow then, and the Bulldogs with a little momentum now. 3 away from taking set number 4. Great point. Nice job by Nahinu. Big time play at the net.
Yeah, East Central's definitely not going down without a fight. You know, they've had a lot of success out of service C when they're able to control the first ball. So for them, you know, it's just go back to what they've done so well, you know, in sets 1 and set 3, and find a way to really execute, you know, these last 5-10 points.
We'll clean up the court a little bit here. A little maintenance going on out there right now. So Gonzalez now to serve. Gonzalez, she's been active. 38 attacks herself on the day. This one stays in, point Southwestern, and you look at that too. I mean, these have been 2 aggressive teams. Strickland now 52 attacks on the day, and it looks like she's going to have an opportunity to get a couple of more here. That error goes deep, and I don't think that last point was put up there. It says 23-20. I thought, okay, I thought they got an extra point right there. Yeah, 23-20. I was going to give Southwestern an extra point. Strickland doesn't want me to do that. She's doing her best to put points on the Tigers' side. Mott, that goes deep. Good dig. Another opportunity on the way now for Strickland. Takes a little off that. The change up. Placement. Oh, the back corner. That is just in. Macy Morgan put that where no one could get to it. And it's not going to be, you won't see too many any better than this. Watch this as this goes over that back corner. Just in. What a fantastic job. Set point now. Hinu trying to get the point back for the Tigers. And just a little bump over this time. Strickland trying to keep her Tigers in this one. Smith, great dig. One more opportunity now. Into the net. She was a little, not quite as close as she wanted to be that time for Sparks, and the Tigers with a huge point. They stay alive in set number 4.
Yeah, we're in deep set 4, and that's only Sparks' first attacking error. I mean, talk about efficiency.
It is. Wow.
She's been extremely impressive all morning.
Roshek. The serve. Sparks makes up for it.
There it is.
Set point. And set number 4 goes to the Lady Dogs, 25-21. We are headed to a 5th set here in our first quarterfinal match of the day. How's that for you, Noah? Are you enjoying being a part of this today? Just absolutely. It's been a lot of fun, and I know we in and out, and we are looking at some big play from Southwestern. I think that point by Morgan there at the end and the placement there in the corner is good as any. Back in a moment with set number 5 on the GAC Sports Network.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what is character, culture, and Christ? Creating culture. Certainly when we graduate students, they go out and they create culture in classrooms. They create culture in churches. They create culture anywhere they go.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but strength, knowledge, and wisdom are what you build along the way. There's power in the process. We value this moment, because at ATU, you write your own script to what comes next. So here's your cue. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now.
5, 4,
because our focus is on your success.
At East Central University, we educate and empower students to transform the world. We provide an exceptional hands-on learning experience with professors who really go that extra mile. East Central University encourages students to become who they are meant to be while making lasting memories. East Central University, welcome home.
A place that nurtures, encourages, and strengthens you. Most people call that home. We call it Harding University. Here, you will be challenged to grow spiritually, intellectually, and academically in an environment that inspires you to find your meaning and purpose. Our campus life fosters a community of people who will become lifelong friends. Come see for yourself what Harding is about. Pursue your meaning and purpose here with us at Harding University.
Southwestern, the 3 seed, keeping this match alive. And if you're an East Central fan and you came expecting anything other than a 5th set in this one, what were you thinking? Tigers take it to 5 for the third straight year now. The kicker here is, can the Tigers get the W in this one? A loss to Ouachita in 2022 in Shawnee. A loss to Harding in 2021 right here on this very same court. Tigers will serve to get things going now. Gonzalez. And Morgan, the defense there. Tried to find a good placement on the court. Sparks, defense strong on the line. Strickland is there along with the Hinu. And Sparks has that sent back. Tigers up by 1.
Yeah, if you're East Central, that's exactly what you need right now, is to stay really confident and pressed all the way through on your block and shut down, Southwestern's offense, where they've had so much success this match.
Sparks trying to set up Morgan, does so. Tigers with an opportunity now. Strickland outside, defense there. Smith on that right side, tapped back over. Here's another chance. They go with Morgan from the line. And Strickland finds the good look off the defense, and the Tigers get 2 quick points.
East Central made a really nice adjustment there early in the point when Southwestern was setting their right sides. Their right sides have had so much success of swinging that sharp cross at that right back defender, and the block definitely made the adjustment and took the step over and fronted her a little bit more, just so that they were able to get a good touch off of that.
Bulldogs get a much needed point in set number 5, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, if you're East Central now, you got to prioritize this first ball and, make sure you have a high side-out efficiency percentage. I think that's the name of the game for both these teams in this 5th and final set.
Good dig. Strickland there, nowhere to go with it. And not really the way the ball was going where East Central could get the good look there to get it to Strickland where she wanted it. She took a little bit off of it, and her momentum carried her through to where she couldn't put it back after it was sent back her direction. 2 apiece now. Bulldogs with an opportunity. And Nahinu says, no, I'll take that myself.
Yeah, Southwestern is a really hard team to tip over just because of how big and confident that block is. I mean, they touch extremely high, so trying to tip over them, you're not going to have a lot of success with it.
Angel Nahinu hitting better than 400 right now. 412, in fact. That one stays in. Good point the other direction. Tied at 3. Just what you'd expect in a 5th set.
Yeah, Sparks again doing what she's been doing the entire morning of just being extremely efficient. I mean, she's hitting 370 on the match and just done a really nice job throughout the morning of, making her presence known early on.
Kuzma trying to place it. Strickland just wanting to send it over with some power and does just that. 4-3, Tigers back on top.
Yeah, I think Strickland's this is her favorite time. She's always going to go after the big kill, and she's not afraid of, any block that's in front of her, especially, 5th and final crucial set. That's a big kill for East Central.
60th attack of the day for Strickland as we are into the afternoon now. Smith, and it did touch a Tiger, so 4-all now. Looking at the way these 2 teams have played. Split looked with that 6-2 that Southwestern's running, so you're seeing Turner with 17 assists, Chavez with 29, but how about the day from Julia Kabala, 44 assists. We're into the 5th set now.
Kabala's done a really nice job throughout the match of finding her middles, making sure that they're always an option. And I think, too, in the backcourt, something that hasn't really gone noticed is how much her defense has improved as the match has gone throughout.
She'll get another assist there as well, as that just stays in. Well-placed attack for East Central and Strickland. Kabala now with 45, and if it ended right now, she'd be averaging still 9 assists per set through 5. Pretty impressive numbers on the day.
Kabala's done a really nice job throughout the season, stepping into a really big role for East Central, and she's really held her own throughout the season.
Point Southwestern. Mott gets another kill. 4 players in double figures in kills for Southwestern. They've spread the wealth really well. Strickland with a game-high 20 kills, meanwhile, on 26 attacks. She's hitting just 180, but they just keep feeding her the ball, and why not? That's not the number that counts when it's all said and done. It's that 3 sets that'll make the difference, and Strickland doing her part right now. Morgan taps that one through, and for the first time in the 5th set, Southwestern with a lead.
Yeah, they stayed really patient early on here in the 5th and final set, and so I think for them, they were just waiting for, you know, someone to go on a run, and they've done a really nice job of getting out of service really fast and controlling that first ball. So now that they have the serve, it's their time.
Great job at the net by Kabbalah. Fantastic kill. Her 2nd today.
Yeah, she's worked extremely hard throughout this 5 sets, and she's done a really nice job too of, you know, always finding the middle. She doesn't attack often, but when she does a darn good job of finding the hole in the court.
We see a service ace. No, we won't. Goes back into play, but here's Kabbalah with another chance. The set, Gonzalez. Great job on defense. Southwestern with the chance. Galt, point. Lady Dogs.
Again, we talked about the balance for Southwestern. You know, they have multiple players on that team that are having above 11 kills right now, and it's really hard to defend that just because they're all super efficient, you know, so you can't really front any of them.
Kuzma with the serve. Mahinu has it sent back. Sparks and Morgan at the net. And we will take a quick timeout. Southwestern, East Central, trade places on the court. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
Who do we look to shape our world? It'll be people who know how to think with their heads and their hearts. People who understand that faith is not the enemy of education, but its partner. More than book smart, more than business smart. They are wise in their whole being.
We are future shapers.
Learn to live well and lead well in God's world. Be a future shaper at OBU.
Kuzma's serve in play now as East Central with a chance. High set, Sparks at the net, goes against 2. Favors East Central now. Gonzalez with the kill.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Southwestern, unfortunately, that was a really tight ball, but when you have Sparks up there, it never matters. She does a really nice job of just controlling that block, and is definitely a big powerhouse for this Southwestern offense. And she's able to get them, you know, out of some sticky situations for sure.
Kabbalah, big day for Kabbalah with the serve. Morgan and Kabbalah with a great dig. East Central will put it back over. Southwestern, a look once again. Sparks, great job at the net. The defense there for the Tigers. We're tied at 8.
That's a big block for East Central. I mean, Sparks has not been able to be stopped all day long, and that's a great block for them at a really costly time to tie it up 8-8 here.
That falls just within the line. Service ace, East Central with 3 quick points. Coach Collins is going to challenge that one. Really an opportunity as much as anything to use this as a timeout. And it's, like I said, we've said before, Coach Collins and Danny Prescott, a couple of other coaches who've been here in Hot Springs do this a time or two. That's going to prove to be within that back line. Great placement on the service ace.
Well, I think regardless, too, for East Central, even if the call ends up it being out, they're okay with that miss. You know, they're such an aggressive serving team, and it's right in the spot where they want it to go, you know. So if she missed it by inches, you know, they'll take that all day long. I think, too, credit to Coach Collins is that postseason experience. You know, the challenge is something that our coaches don't get a lot of experience with during the year. And for him, he gets to see it every year since he's always back at the conference tournament.
They're definitely staples in the conference tournament. The 3 seed this year, 12-4 in league play for Southwestern, and 18-8 overall. East Central gets the point. We knew it was going to happen. I mean, it was right here in front of us. It was an easy look for us, and what a great job by Kabbalah. Man, what a day she's had.
Well, I think if you're Coach Collins, too, you might as well use it. You know, you have it, save a timeout, give your team a reset momentum-wise, and to be able to refocus.
Gonzalez with another kill, and that is 4 consecutive points for East Central. And here comes the timeout. This is the legit timeout Coach Collins is going to call right now. 10-8 Southwestern on its heels as the Tigers trying to snap the streak of losing in 5 sets here in the first round. Back in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
SWOSU has been saying that the focus is you for 20 years. Now that I'm here, I know my voice matters.
It's a true home away from home where the professors really do put the focus on me and my dreams.
At SWOSU, it feels like they are cheering me on with so many ways to get involved, like social clubs,
sports, quality academics, and great people who care about your success. For real, the focus is on you.
Open the door to your future at SWOSU. Go Dogs!
Hey Future Readies, are you interested in a career in technology? Henderson State University offers degrees in aviation, computer science, and engineering. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
Freshman of the year there for Southwestern. She needs to have something go her way right now as the Tigers have had 4 straight points, and those were big points here in this 5th set. 5th set played to just 15, and Galt with her 8th kill now of the match. Galt and Kuzma each with 8 kills, Sparks with 13, and Mott Smith and Morgan all with 11. They have definitely spread the wealth here for Southwestern, and that's a big Bulldog point. Chavez serves back. Gonzalez is aggressive. Sparks keeps it over. Great attack by, here's Abercrombie. And an opportunity the other direction. Morgan goes out off the defense. This is tied at 10 apiece. East Central's been aggressive all match long. No time to stop now.
Yeah, no, I think, especially for Southwestern, too, because those were 2 big kills for them, especially with the right side, staying really patient and being efficient when they've had the opportunity, and that's a big block for them. And this is, you know, kind of their time to stay overconfident and, you know, let East Central be a little timid.
Smith sends that one deep, 11-10. East Central on top. Tigers back with the lead as Gonzalez goes back deep to serve. Sparks at the net, defended well. Here's Strickland. Defense for Southwestern. Sparks is there, tied again.
Yeah, if you're East Central right now, you've got to stay confident. Those are a couple big blocks for Southwestern at a really costly time, and so that doesn't mean you need to change the script. You know, you just got to keep on swinging and stay confident, especially deep into this 5th set.
You have to dance with who brought you at this point in time if you're East Central, and you give up one every now and again. You try not to give them all up, but you've got to keep being aggressive. Here's Abercrombie. Defense there once again, though, and Sparks and Mott are there. And you almost get the feel Abercrombie took just a fraction off of that one. East Central calls a timeout. Coach Essex squad now trailing by 1. We will take that break as well. 5th set action here in the quarterfinals of the GAC tournament.
Hey Future Readies, are you interested in a career in technology? Henderson State University offers degrees in aviation, computer science, and engineering. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
Who do we look to shape our world? It'll be people who know how to think with their heads and their hearts. People who understand that faith is not the enemy of education, but its partner. More than book smart, more than business smart. They are wise in their whole being.
We are future shapers.
Learn to live well and lead well in God's world. Be a future shaper at OBU.
Holloway to serve for Southwestern, the junior from Phoenix. Holloway's had a pair of service aces so far to go with 13 digs. This one up. Strickland for the third consecutive points. The defense has been there for Southwestern. And Noah, you and I were talking about it at the break. It wasn't there in the early point of this match, but in the late point when it's counting, Southwestern has been absolutely monstrous at the net. Holloway, her team, 2 points away from advancing. We'll go deep. This one may be tough from the line. Strickland just puts it over. Opportunity now for the Lady Dogs. Sparks didn't send that through quite as strong. Abercrombie finds the place. Sparks is there again. Are you kidding me? 4 consecutive defensive stands at the net. Timeout. East Central, that's their final timeout. It is match point. We'll just leave it right here for a moment as Southwestern. Noah, what the Lady Dogs have done at the net in the last 4 points is nothing short of big time.
Yeah, I think for, you know, their front court, it's a lot of just the confidence in the first set. In the first couple sets, they seemed really timid and they weren't pressing as well. And I think, you know, now in the back half, they've done a really nice job at tracking the hitters. The eye sequencing has gotten so much better. And they've done a great job at pressing through and really shutting down East Central's offense. And I think, to their credit, too, they've rattled East Central's hitters. You know, East Central, the first couple sets, were able to power through. And now they're not having that success anymore just because of how disciplined the Southwestern block is. And it's definitely carried them at a very crucial point where they were leading, you know, a good chunk of this fifth and final set.
Match point now as Kiki Holloway goes back for the serve. East Central, the 6th seed, had a 2-1 lead, and now looking to stay alive. Match point. Miller, Strickland, and the Tigers do just that. Big, big point.
Yeah.
Kabbalah with another assist.
No, that's what you want to feed, you know, at this costly time. Emma Strickland is just so confident and does a great job at, you know, finding the open holes.
Here is Roshek to serve. Great serve. Sparks at the net. East Central now with a look. Strickland fires again. She'll get another chance. She takes advantage of it. Great job off the first attack, and we talked about physics. It just went right back over, and how about that for Strickland? Big point. And Coach Collins takes another timeout, which we will keep here as well. 14-13. It is match point now for the third time. And East Central sticking around in this one, looking to tie this one up. You have to win by 2. 15, the magic number for Southwestern if they can go ahead and get this point through. Tigers looking to extend what is already a 5th set and take it a few points beyond.
You know, credit to East Central. They could have very easily, you know, rolled over and stayed timid. I think that's what kind of put them in that slump here in the 5th set. And they found a way to dig in and really stay engaged and still power through, where they had a lot of success with just being overzealous, you know, being overconfident, finding holes in the block, exposing Southwestern's defense. And it's what's worked for them. But now they have to find a way to defend, you know, another match point for Southwestern.
You saw Coach Essex there talking with her team. The poise with which she has coached this team here in Hot Springs for the first time at the helm at East Central. And she played for this East Central team, you know, a few years back as well. This has been fun to watch. Here we go, match point once again. Sydney Roshek to serve for the Tigers to keep her team in it. Mott, great dig. Opportunity, they put it back over. Southwestern with another look. Here is Smith. Smith with the kill. She's come alive in the late portion of this match, and she gets the match-winning point, the kill for Smith, her 12th of the day. The 3 seed survives and advances in Hot Springs in 5 sets. Southwestern with the win. No one. First opportunity to get to call some GAC volleyball here with us today. I know that you've been a part of the GAC before, but your first match, what do you think?
I mean, I think they kind of set the precedent for the weekend. Is that it's going to be a lot of really good volleyball. I think the big thing that we got from this morning is, you know, playing with the confidence and playing with almost a little bit of an ego. Really playing with the ego that, you know, you've earned your spot here and everyone's fair game. And so I think it was a really enjoyable first match to start the weekend off. I think they definitely set the precedent that anyone's fair game this weekend.
Absolutely so. East Central, to its credit, what a fantastic match it was. 5 sets once again, 3rd consecutive year for the Tigers to take a first-round match to 5 sets. And unfortunately for East Central, it comes up short for the 3rd consecutive year. Coach Essex had her squad ready. It went down literally to the wire.
I think they did a really nice job, too, of not giving up throughout the match. They had multiple points when they could have just shut down and been really flustered, and they found a way to stay confident as the match finished throughout. And so I think, you know, East Central had a phenomenal season. They had a couple of really big highlights, especially led with the offense by Kabbalah, and, you know, they did what they could.
Absolutely. Strickland, 22 kills on 67 assists. Kabbalah, fantastic day, 48 assists for East Central. But for Southwestern, Zoe Sparks, 13 kills. She hit 303 on the day. Haley Smith, 308 on the day and 12 kills, including the match winner at the very end. Macy Morgan with 12 kills as well. A big day for Turner with 21 assists, Chavez 31, and 4 players in double digits in digs. Oklahoma Baptist, Ouachita Baptist on the way. That's next on the GAC Sports Network.